Positive Anime Reviews is a review show that is designed for people who aren't very picky about their anime, like me. Most anime I watch ends up in my 5 out of 5 category. My reviews are for those people who are looking for a reason to watch anime rather than hate on it. I am willing to give any and all anime a chance before stating my opinion. Lastly, my reviews are all my opinion and might and or most likely will not match yours. If you don't agree, that's totally fine. Just be respectful in the comment section. Thank you. And as always, possible spoiler warning ahead. Hey guys, Darth Glor here, back with another positive anime review. So, hope you guys had a happy holiday. It is now December 26th. So, today we will be talking about Youjo Senki. In English, it is known as the Saga of Tanya the Evil. So, I just got done watching this one. I think I finished it just Christmas Eve, or I think I finished it the night of Christmas Eve, I think. And it was awesome. So we are going to be hopping right into this one. Now, I am watching another anime currently, but it'll be a while before its review because it is multiple seasons. Yeah, so it'll be a little while. So also today, right after this, I'll be recording 2 gameplay parts. One for obviously Old Republic, and then one for Black Ops 1 campaign. So you can look forward to lots of good content today, and we are happy to be back making good content. Lastly, I'm having a problem breathing today. I'm kind of congested, so if I sound like it, I apologize. But you know how it goes. Anyway, so today we are talking about the Saga of Tanya the Evil. So I just watched this anime, like I said, on Christmas Eve, and it was just really, really cool. So I wanted to do a review for it and get you guys interested in it as well, because it flew under my radar. I had never heard of it, but I heard of it a while back, and it was on my list. Now, as it turns out, this one came out recently. It aired from January to March of 2017. So it aired, the earlier part of this year, which is probably explains why it flew under my radar, because I don't often stay up to date on what's new and exciting. Anyway, so as always, we are going to go ahead and start with the synopsis. So, Tanya, okay, also, there is lots of either German or Russian sounding names in this, so if I destroy anything, I'm sorry, but, I barely speak English, so, you get what you get. Anyway, so Tanya Degurachev is a young soldier infamous for predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, and earning her the nickname the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocent appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who challenged Being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits, which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl into a world of magical warfare. Hell-bent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into world war, with only Being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. So, it's a very interesting synopsis. It was a really interesting setting. It was very unexpected and really, really cool. So that's basically how the story goes. Obviously, you're following Tanya, the main character. You learn about her backstory and about where she came from. And obviously, as the synopsis said, originally it starts off. You learn that it was in our world, like in the very normal, correct reality. This guy was like a really ruthless businessman. He was just like, he's like firing people and doesn't care what it does to that person. He's like just a regular businessman in a regular city. So he fires this guy, and as he was waiting, and so then later that day he is waiting in the subway, waiting in front of the train. Well, this guy shoves him in front of the train right as it gets there, and he would have died. However, time stops, and this being, who he calls Being X, and the Being X claims he's God. I don't know if that's true or not, but regardless, he's a very powerful being, whatever he is. And he decides to, he's like, if you'll be a good person, then, or like basically if you'll like pray and be a good person and all that, then you'll get moved on or whatever. And this guy, he's just such a jerk that he basically says, like, forget you, bro. And they get into it. So then they quickly don't like each other. So then, as punishment, this powerful being sends him to another world where he gets reincarnated as a little girl. Now, he is fully self-aware of his last life, and he knows what happened, which is fun. And he joins the military, and everything kicks off from there. So in this other world, it's like an alternate history. So there's lots of very close similarities to the correct world, but it's not the same. There's also lots of differences. So anyway, and it's really cool. So that's basically the synopsis to get you guys interested. Now, as far as rating goes, this is going to have to be definitely an adult show. There's lots of violence in it. It's very, very violent, and there is lots of language, and it's nothing that I would recommend for anyone too young. So I definitely, for an older audience, intended here. Now, as far as genre goes, it is magic, military, that type of thing. So it's lots of military action, pretty much. So if that's what you're after, then that'll be good for you. Now, as far as as far as season length is concerned, it is 12 episodes, which is so it's one of those things that it will be pretty easy to knock out pretty quickly. But that was nice, It was a quick, concise story, and the pacing was really good. It was just really good that way. So now getting into the characters, because that's what really drives this. Obviously, your main character is going to be Tanya Degurachov, and she's going to be the main character, and you will be following her throughout the whole thing. Now, there is a couple of side characters who are really... There's a lot of side characters. Another sort of more main character, I was never able to pronounce her name. I think it's Victoria. It's like Victoria or something, but it's basically sort of Victoria, and she has a lot of other names, but it's very, very Russian and very hard for me to pronounce. Anyway, but she sort of follows Tanya throughout the whole thing. She is a soldier under Tanya's command, and then there is a variety of other characters who are there and really cool. You have Kurt, you have Eric, and you have Hans, and those are 3 soldiers that are all 3 under Tanya's command. And then there is, of course, a variety of others. Now, but the main characters, of course, will be Tanya and then Victoria, who I really liked. But anyway, so you'll follow those characters throughout, but really it's mostly about Tanya. Now, the animation and music was really good. Now, the music, I don't honestly remember the music having a crazy impact, but it did, paint a nice picture. But the animation was really good. The animation was stellar. It was really fun to watch the whole way through, and it was really put together. The action, the military fighting action of this anime was just really, really solid. It was really cool, and it was such a unique premise that it was very exciting to be a part of that and to watch all of the journey. Now, they did set up at the end for a season 2. And I would not be surprised at all if we got a season 2 because of the success of this anime. From what I heard, it went really, really well. And it was based on some light novels, or some light novels came after it. I didn't really understand how that was all working out, but they were teasing like a season 2 type of deal, and they set it up perfectly for once. So I really, really hope that it is that works out, because it didn't end on a cliffhanger or anything. I mean, it's not really. It's like you got to know the character, and they set it up, and it was really good, but and it's not quite a cliffhanger, but it would be really cool to see another season of it. Anyway, so it's very good. Like I said, intended for an older audience. Is one thing, another interesting facet or sort of thing about this anime is that Tanya is not a good person. And it's been, I feel like a lot of animes that you watch, most of the time you're watching the hero. But occasionally you watch stuff that you're like, you know what, Tanya is not a good person. And as you watch more, all the time, you're like, wow, she is just not a good person. And all the time it keeps coming up, and you keep realizing that it gets sort of like worse and worse almost. Like it not spirals out of control, but it becomes more and more apparent as the seasons all go on that you are following the villain this time around. And that's very different. And you're very used to following the main character being a hero, but this one she is not a hero. So if you're looking for someone that, if you like following the hero, well, you're going to probably want to pass this one up, because this is not about good people. Anyway, now there are some good people in this anime, and it does get better as it goes on, because at first you're like, because there's something about it that makes you like Tanya. Like I liked Tanya, but I am fully aware that she was not a good person. But I liked her, and especially by as it grew, and her motivations at first were very selfish as to why everything that happens. Her intentions originally were very selfish. It was very much about preserving her own life and figuring out a good, smooth career path and whatever. And that I was like, I wasn't a big super fan of that, but then as it goes on, like, she gets more motivations, and like eventually she gets tight with her military unit, and her unit that follows her gets like really loyal and really elite, and all these cool things happen that really make you like her, that even if she's mostly pretty evil and really hardcore and harsh, she does, even though she doesn't admit it, she does start to be sort of a good person. Not good person, she's still evil, but she starts to have some good qualities qualities about her. She starts to take care of her soldiers a little more. She starts to, you know, I don't know. I mean, I liked how I was really worried that she was just going to sacrifice her whole unit the whole time, and that she wasn't going to care about them. And at first, that was certainly the case. But as it grew, it got better, and I really liked it. So anyway, it was a very fun story. I recommend checking it out, so long as you are not bothered by following villains or such things. Anyway, so it was just a really fun watch, really hoping for a season 2. Now, as far as recommendation is concerned, I absolutely recommend this anime if you are interested in military action, if you're interested in following someone about a villain for a change, an anime about a villain for a change, if you're interested in sort of cheering for the villain, or if you like violence, then I recommend sticking around for that. If you are not about it, if you like heroes, or if you like it, the good guy always wins, then you're gonna want to pass this one up, because that's not what it's about. Anyway, so my final rating for this anime, it is definitely going to get a 5 out of 5. It was so much fun. Let me just go ahead and read my little synopsis. There we go. Very good. This anime made no mistakes worth noting and is definitely worth a buy. So it was very fun. I absolutely recommend it. You have to check it out if you are interested in what I talked about earlier. And if not, then you can go ahead and give this one a pass. Anyway, that is where we are gonna call this review for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to stick around for today, as I will be putting out some more gameplay for you. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later.
Are y'all ready for a god-dang video?
It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. I don't know which direction that is, dude. I'm not freaking Sacagawea. Hey, you get off me. We'll talk about this like adults.
Ha! He bought it! What an idiot! Who'd have thought he's Irish? How exciting is that?
Suck their life out. Suck their little juices out. I don't know why that's the sound, but whatever.
Finish that beer. Introduce me.
What the what? Thank you all so much for watching, and we will talk to you guys later.